Today, I am sharing 5 ways to make your home feel like fall without spending a dime. You do not have to spend anything to make your home cozy and smell good, and that's what we're going to dive in today. This episode is going to be so much fun. I think there are so many ways that you can make your home smell and look and even feel like fall without spending any money. It is so tempting to go to the store, especially Hobby Lobby or your local store that has home goods, and buy a whole bunch of decorations, signs, blankets. Even at Target, the cozy blankets always make me think, oh man, I would love to get one of those. But we don't need to spend that kind of money, and we have blankets at home. So I think this is going to be a really good episode if you have a small budget, or maybe you're just trying to minimalize how much stuff you have, or maybe you just want to do with what you have. That's what we're doing today and talking about, and I'm super excited to. So the very first thing to dive right in is bake fall treats at home. I cannot stress this enough. If you make a pumpkin item or an apple item or even something with cinnamon, your house is going to smell like fall. You're going to walk in and it's going to smell super good for a few hours. So my favorite things are pumpkin bread, apple bread. I love scones. So a brown sugar cinnamon scone is a great option. I have all of these recipes over on the blog, and they're sourdough. So if you have a sourdough starter, I highly recommend going to check that out. If you don't and you want to make these, you can seriously make your own starter in 7 days. And I have the easiest guide. I'll leave that down below so you can make these treats. But baking items during the fall, I don't know, it has a certain feel. It makes you feel cozy. At least it does for me. Just like on a Saturday morning, waking up and baking some cinnamon sugar scones or pumpkin chocolate chip scones. It makes you feel like it's fall, especially if you have a cup of coffee in your hand, and if it's nice out, open your windows and let some cool air blow in. It's just the perfect feeling, and it is free besides the ingredients, but I'm sure you already have some of these things at home. I'm trying to think of a few other fall treats that I love. I also love making fall drinks. So a pumpkin spice latte at home. I personally don't really love pumpkin spice lattes at coffee shops. I don't know what it is. I have tried so many of them. They're good. They're good, but they're not something that I'm craving. Like, I have to have one. I usually have one a year. I actually just had one Saturday. I went to my favorite coffee shop and got a pumpkin spice latte, and I was so excited because I was like, maybe this is a year I just fall in love with pumpkin spice lattes. And I had it. It was really good. There was nothing wrong with it, but I just was like, man, I think it covers up the taste of the coffee more than anything, and it's just really, really sweet. And those are two things I don't really love. I love my coffee being really dark coffee flavored, and I love it when it's not that sweet. So I drink my coffee with just a little bit of cashew cream in it or a little bit of milk. Otherwise, at the coffee shops, I'll get hazelnut once in a blue moon if I want a treat. Otherwise, I just get honey. So there's my little rant on pumpkin spice lattes. I think they're overrated. That's just me. I've tried them from all different places, and I'm not a fan. So you can make one at home. You could also make hot chocolates. If you're not a coffee person, my husband is not a coffee person, and I love making him hot chocolates. Before, in the past, we would add a little bit of strawberry or raspberry jam to our hot chocolate itself, and it would make it flavored that way. You could do peanut butter in your hot chocolate. I know a bunch of people like that. Just these things. You can also do apple cider. Apple cider is great. I have a recipe for that on the blog. You just put some apples in a crock pot, and it walks you through everything so easy. That makes your house smell so good. So those are just a few things that I like to make, and maybe you will too, because it will make your house feel super cozy. Next up is you can do a simmer pot. If you don't know what this is, you take a pot on your stovetop and you fill it with water. And then you put in spices, and they're usually whole spices, so like an actual like nutmeg, whole spice, cinnamon sticks. You put those in the water, and it makes it smell really good. And you'll cook it over low, so it'll be low and slow for a few hours. You don't drink or eat this. This is just something that is basically like a diffuser or a candle, just a much more holistic option that makes your house smell really amazing. You can also put this stuff in a crock pot and let it simmer all day, and it makes your house smell amazing. You don't have to worry about it being on your stovetop. I love doing simmer pots, especially with cinnamon in them. I'll put a little bit of orange. I'll do some orange slices, and it smells amazing. It's my favorite way to scent our home without doing artificially fragranced candles, essential oils. I like essential oils, but I also don't like essential oils. There's just like this murky area where I have learned so much about the dangers of them because they are a medicine and you have to be very careful of how you use them. I do not want to get into that today with this, but I think a simmer pot is the safest way to go about making your house smell really good, and it's really, really simple. The third way of making your house feel like fall without spending a dime is watching your favorite movies and TV shows that are fall themed. So you can just go turn on your TV, even if you don't have a subscription, you can turn on YouTube and look up fall things. So you could look up like a video on pumpkins, or you could look up a video on like DIYs that you can do in the fall. But also, if you do have a subscription, or maybe you use something that's free, you can go on there and look for fall shows. I know if you are a Hallmark person, there are tons and tons and tons of shows and movies that are fall themed. So that is one of my favorite things, to watch movies and shows that have the fall setting. It makes everything feel like fall, especially when, like, if you live here in Tennessee or in the South, fall comes a little later than our friends up north. So it might be 90 degrees outside, but we can feel like it's fall indoors if we're watching a show that's based in the cooler weather. The fourth way of making your home feel like fall without spending any money is use what you have. So use the items that feel like fall, look like fall, that are already in your home. So my favorite way to do this is if you have linens for your bed, blankets, and pillows that are the fall colors, so orange, red, maybe browns, lighter colors. You could even do like yellows, basically the colors of the fall foliage. Get those things out and put away anything that's blue or green or anything that's not really giving you the fall feeling. You can put those away, get out your other things, and you make your house feel like fall and look like fall without having any decorations from the store. I personally don't do this. We don't have enough blankets and things. I have a lot of neutral colored items, so they go with every season, and I love doing that. And it doesn't really make our house feel like summer or fall or winter. It really just adapts to what's outside, and I think that's a really good way of doing things. That way you're not feeling the pressure of, I have to go buy a green blanket. I have to go buy an orange blanket. Oh, I have a blanket for summer, but I don't have a cute bedspread for winter. Something like that. That just really helps eliminate it. But if you do have different colors of blankets and pillows, get those out, put the other ones that look like summer away, and your house will turn into a fall little wonderland. It'll look really pretty. And the fifth way you can make your house feel like fall is use your lamps. So if you have lamps in your house, which I think most people do, at least you have one lamp. We have one lamp. Turn your lamps on. So whenever it starts to get a little dark, instead of turning your overhead lights on, whether that be in your kitchen or your living room, turn on the lamps instead, and it makes your house feel really, really cozy. That's what we do at night. We turn our standing lamp on in our living room, and it makes it kind of dimmer and cozy, and it feels so comforting. And in the fall, when you're under a blanket and maybe it's not dark completely yet, so you have the windows kind of open and your lamp on, it feels so comfortable and it makes you feel like fall. I think the lighting that you use can really alter how your house feels. So if you have a warm colored light bulb or a light bulb that's kind of yellowish, it's going to make your house feel really cozy and comfortable. If you have a bright white, like those sterile bright lights they use in hospitals, it's going to feel very uncomfortable, very weird in your home. And when you have a lot of lights on, like in the ceiling or the big fixtures on, it's going to make your house feel warmer for one. And then also your house is just going to be more lit up, which there's always a time and place for that. Like, I'm not cooking supper with the lamp on. That would be dumb. But another thing I also love, if you can see behind me, and if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, we have this, in our rental, we have this microwave, and on it is a light bulb. So there's the light setting on your microwave. You can turn that on and make your kitchen feel really, really cozy. I love doing this at night when I'm baking cookies or scones or any treats in the oven. I'll turn the microwave light on and it makes our kitchen feel really cozy. So that's just another tip in a way to use your lamps. Those are the 5 things you can do this fall to make your home feel cozy without spending a dime. I think they're really simple but really effective. And if you're really trying to save money or prioritize having less, items in your home. These are great ways to still celebrate fall and make yourself feel cozy without spending all of that money. I hope you found this episode very fun and very helpful for the season. I enjoyed recording it. And again, thank you so much for joining me.